Or he'll put something on you, or let somebody nudge you. And you got a piece of gum. Just at the moment that you ought to be hearing something. That's the way he operates. And it be happening right in the midst of us, but a lot of times we just don't know it. We don't know it. So we're to understand that you are here and your relationship with God determines which kingdom you're in. And don't you let somebody, that's to distract you. See, the devil is shrewd. But he's not smarter than God's people. He's not smarter than we are. He that's in us is greater. Greater wisdom, greater knowledge, greater understanding, greater everything than he that's in the world. And that's what we got to understand and begin to walk in. Oh, I'm going to try not to be long. Let me go. That was somebody ought to give God a hand clap. Okay, you remember what we read, don't you? About the kingdom of heaven, what it's like. The kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is in a household, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers in the vineyard, etc. And then he agreed to hire all of them for how much? For a penny. And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing, doing the same identical thing, standing idle. And I hope everybody in here understand now what it means to be idle. Idle means that you out there and doing nothing. You just plain old and doing nothing. And he's interested in us knowing that he has done what? He's hired us. We've been hired. And there are things that you are supposed to be about. But the distraction here again of the enemy and not having you to understand what this word is saying make you think that you've done your due benevolence to everything when you just come to church. But you haven't done it to come to church. You come in to hear so that you can be what? So that you can perform your duty as a laborer. As a laborer in the vineyard of the Lord. And some of us figure we go home, we put off our hat, kick off our shoes, put it on, say, phew, I got that over. Now let me go on to doing. No, sweetie, that's not what you come here for. You don't just come here to hear me. You come here to know what you're supposed to be about as a laborer. As a laborer in the vineyard. And I want to submit to you this morning the reason why so many of us we get so despondent and we so depressed and we so turned off and we don't like this and we don't like that and the other about church is because we are idle. You're idle. And as a result of being idle, you get turned off. You find out after a while you got the war between whether or not you're going to stick with the things of God or whether or not you're going to just stop. When you don't do anything, it becomes more and more burdensome to you. It's not until you pick up a spade, so to speak, and start working in the vineyard or doing what you're supposed to do that you're going to get excited about the things of God. So you're wondering right now, I'll go, but idle. And you haven't served the Lord because you came to church. You haven't served. You came to church this morning. I went to serve the Lord. You don't serve him sitting up in here on the pew. It's what you do when you leave here that indicates you serving the Lord. And this is what has messed too many of us up. Because we get excited and happy because we went to church. We had that man come to spray and all that. The roaches be here. The little rat, they exterminate. He come in there killing stuff. They come to church. They be right in here. So we need to get out of our mind. Let's go over there so we can see let's go over to that church. That ain't what it's about. You can run all over town going from church to church and still haven't served the Lord. Still haven't serving. We're here that we might bring encouragement, that we might bring encouragement and cause us to be built up in the most holy faith. He said, don't neglect the assembling of yourselves together, because blessings will come in the midst of us that we wouldn't get otherwise. So he wants us to be together so we all can get the benefit of the blessings that come in the midst of us. But then the blessings that come is supposed to be empowering. It empowers us to do what? Go out, and even in our prayer life, we begin to say to God, I want more. Lord, I want you to use me over there. We're supposed to be busy doing, not sitting up trying to scrutinizing and drawing conclusions about people that's up ministering to you. The ministry to you is to cause you to not be idle in the marketplace or in the world, so to speak. That's what it's for, not whether or not you like me. You. So as we look this morning, it says, when we read these passages, it causes us to reflect. We can reflect with sadness the many men and women on earth whose lives are useless. That's the problem with the whole world today. We got too many useless people. Their life is not about anything. Just useless. Not using whatever God has given them, and he has given everybody something. But because they have not either obeyed, or because they just plain old just don't care to, or they're just useless. And it's so sad to see people wasting. I know that when I was teaching school, I used to run into children all the time, very smart kids, but just as sorry as I don't know what. I said, why are you wasting yourself, wasting away like this? Just wasting. Good mind, could really fun, but they just idle, just waste themselves away. No use. It's sad to see that. So many people wasting nothingness. Their thoughts, some people, good mind, but they waste them. The thoughts are messed up. Their energies, they're using the energies, but they're using it in the wrong way. Won't use it for anything that's worthwhile. Their affection and their powers, the love that they have in the heart could be used for so many good causes, for good things. So many little ones need love and need somebody to care about them. But there are people that's got a whole lot of it to give, but doing nothing with it. And God is really going to hold everybody responsible, because he knows what he's put in every one of us. Some of you, I'm not worried about those out there. Some of you got love in you that you could give to a child. Things you could do to cause others to make a difference. To make a difference in this life and in this world. Now, the many who drift through life, never thinking of the value of their life and the resources that they have, never thinking about how that would be